Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and you're back once again with Transport Fever 2 Peninsula. We're riding across the bridge that we spent quite a lot of time mucking about with in the last episode, and it will possibly please you to hear that this is not some camera track we're riding along here. No, we're riding on a train. Today, we're going to put a train or two up the route, but we've got quite a lot of building to do in order to make that happen. So I'm going to do quite a lot of building and then run a train up this route. Yes. Now, as ever, while you were away, I did a little bit of tinkering to bring everything up to code. We've done a bit of decoration work, largely around the bridge area to get the ports in place, because the whole thing is built around the port of Ankh Morpork. Or is it two ports of Ankh Morpork? I don't know. We'll take a look at those in a moment. But I'm giving you the old Fado view here, where you can see the old in black and white and the new in colour. It's quite snazzy if you ask me. And then you can see the new stuff coming in. And if you peek ever so carefully at the entrance to the bridge, you might just glimpse a little train doing a little train type piece of business. Should we get on with this? Yeah, enough of this mysterious intro business. Let's go and build something. Now, I think this has come out pretty nicely. I'll be honest. I mean, look at this. We've got my little docks area here where you've got ships just kind of kicking it, just for reasons, because they feel like it. They're just waiting for the moment where they will spring forth and do something riveting. Hold on. Sorry, I just noticed that needs a bit of... There you go. That's better. Probably this bit as well. But, yeah, there you go. It's a little bit better. A bit more work on that certainly wouldn't go amiss. And then, of course, we've got my cable cars here. Hold on, we'll ride one. Let's get the next one that's coming out from topside. Now, I fiddled with this a bit. It wasn't quite as horrendous as when I tried to do cable cars in Soviet Republic. If you saw that, yeah. But I can't seem to get the cables to run au naturel, where they would have a little bit of sag in them as they transcend, as it were. Descend, maybe, is a more appropriate word. Anyway, here we go. We're on board. There's not actually a massive amount to see, although you turn your head and you go, wow, look at that, wouldn't you? Yeah, it's all come out quite nicely. Now, these are the only things running at the moment, because we've got to put a town in. Yeah, interesting. Why is this one sagging when the other end is not? I reckon I probably put the wrong pole in there, you know? Or maybe there is some anglature one can apply to a pole in order to get it to comply in a slightly more naturalistic way. Either way, it's come out looking pretty good. In fact, from this angle, looks fine. I got no issue with it. The other thing you can't do anything about, or at least I couldn't figure out how to make it do it properly, is the cabin that you're in. It clips through the basement of the cable car terminal station things, which is a bit, yeah. Given that that's kind of a default behaviour. Anyway, let's have a... What am I doing? There you go. Right, yeah, look. See? Look, it clips through the bottom. I don't really understand. But they look tremendous while they're in motion. Anyway, those are for passengers, and this will be the only the passenger connection between the two sides of Ankh and Morpork. As you can tell, Ankh is going to sit in here. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I'm very much hoping that Morpork, when encouraged, will spread out towards the new station. Could happen, and as ever, I have already set up some infrastructure to start working. Anyway, the main point of us being here right now is that I haven't slung any new metalwork up my rails in some time, so I'm going to try and deploy quite a lot of it now, so that we could, do a bit of a ride along, just gently. They show up as diesels, incidentally. Oh, that's okay. I'm fine with that. They've got to show up as something, so they might as well. So here's the layout that we've got here. Now, my thinking, although it's not set up yet, is that this station. What are you going to do with this station? I'm done. Oh no, I have. I've already hooked it up. This station hooks around both onto the main line across the bridge, and it will also do this helix round here before winding its merry way through the mountainside and then out down the bottom. I'm not too thrilled about that curve, but I had quite a fiddle with it to start with. And then we've got a line of wagons just for show. Before we've got the proper station sat in there. You've also got some extra lights chucked in, bit of fencing, you know, just a bit of high detailing, but not too much. Extra crane, you know how it is. It's you know, you put a little bit of extra detail in, and people like you for it. I thought this depot worked quite nicely here. I put a little barrier in to declare max height. You've got cable cars going over the top, but at a height where they won't clip through ships. I've given it all the consideration in the world, friends. Right then. Enough self-aggrandization here. Let's talk routes, shall we? Now we are set up to run 2 routes. Well, among the routes we are set up to do, I've got to put in Ankh here, which is current. Some of it thinks it's still City 17, which is, I'll allow it. But City 17 is actually going to be over here, where the food. Do you want to try that again? Yeah, sure. Food, yes, processing and plants are residing. So I'm going to plunk a city in here. I might need to clear out a little bit more space to get it in. But then we've got the passenger station here, which will go further inland, and it will head over towards Megacity 1. Nice. It'll probably terminate at Megacity 1 because I don't want to just do enormous, great, you know, end-to-end U-shaped things, partly because it will measure passengers who get on at New Vegas and get off at Magic Kingdom Hill Valley as having travelled that distance rather than the distance they've actually travelled when it calculates the ticket price. So that's not going to make me any money. Yeah, so it'll be an end-to-end job. If they want to then get on and then get off at the other side, that's entirely on them. I've already put branches on here ready to do more passenger goodness. So that one will head out this way towards Rapture and whatever else lives down there. And then we are set up and good to go this way as well. You'll notice that the low-speed tracks have no electricity. The high-speed tracks have electricity. And there are no signals yet. Give it time. I'll put some on when the mood strikes. So first off, let's build cities, shall we? Yeah. Now then, I'm going to make this. Does this need to be a monster? No, it doesn't, actually. I think we can probably go a medium with this one. Or a large. See, I'm tempted to go large so it packs out, but you don't want to go large for everything, or larger than large, because you end up with a whole bunch of system lag before you finish your project. Well, if I were to centre it, I want to get both sides of this hilly bit that I've got there. So I'm tempted to make the centre right here. All right, I'll do that then. Oh, crikey, it's gone a long way up there. All right, okay, there we go. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Keep waiting for it. There we go. Well, that's adventurous. Alnwick, I doubt it somehow. No, this is Ankh. And then we have the twin Ankh. Close, but wrong. Okay, so we've got the 2 of them sat opposite one another. How delightful. And what we might see quite quickly is people actually starting to use the City 17 exchange. No, mate, you're wrong. No. It's not exchanging. It's not exchanging anything, and if anything, that's Upper Morpork. But you know, we'll go with that. So this is what Morpork, tramway, cable car. All right, okay. I need to rename the line as well. That's disgraceful. So this is going to be Ankh Morpork, which should be ANMO, right? I can't remember my naming conventions. That's how long it's been. I see. We've done something like this. Yeah, each city gets a 2-digit, 2-letter, 2 thingamajig. All right, okay. Too much, too soon. Press that. Do this. I'm flipping it. And Mo. Cable car. cable weight. Oh, I like it. Put the E in. It's not optional. And then down the other end, so this is going to be Ankh Cablecar. Okay. All right, nice. There's probably a few more naming inconsistencies going on here as well, but I'll cover those in due course. Right. Now, the other thing that I haven't done yet is I haven't done as much detailing on the on Arakeen Hill Valley as I would have liked to yet. But because I'm not running any trains, I don't really know what they are at the current time. This is Ankh having spread all the way out here. Wow. Really? Yeah, it has. Really though? Yeah, I know. Yeah, it has. It definitely has. Well, I've not thought that through. There's no road to connect them to the rest of the town. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, people will be. Okay, so now we need to stick in another town here, and this is going to be City 17, which is somewhat relocated from the last series that we did on Peninsula. But, you know, we don't hold that against anybody, really. Let's smooth this out a little bit, and then maybe we'll get a bit of cliffside action going on as well, as long as they are sensible with their use of roads. Yeah, I know, it's not going to happen, but you never know. Actually, I might take this low bit and just cut through like that. Okay, and that might look quite reasonable. I did a fair shake of coastal reorganisation to get the ports up and so forth, which you'll have seen on the glossy camera kind of catch-up preview bit moment that we did a couple of minutes ago. And I think it's come out okay, but not quite as well as I'd hoped. There you go. Oh, so it's a riveting story for the ages. Right, this is going to be a large. Let's plumb it in right here. Yep, I like it. Okay, would be helpful if you wanted food, just saying, because we're going to be making that here. Local. Go on then, pop into existence, please. In your own time. Yeah, I know, there's a flipping loading bar at the top of the screen. You probably can't see it. I can see it. There you go. Oh, lots of little dinky houses along the side of the freight station. That's kind of cute. It's moderately cute. I like it. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I do. What does it decide to call this? Lydney. I don't think so. Anyway, right. Okay, so good. We're in good shape. I've got depots pre-set up. I should probably give these a new name. This is City 17 Soylent Green. Yeah. And that's a City 17 station. And this is City 17 Soylent Red. And then this is City 17. Yeah. And this, yeah, unsurprisingly, is City 17 Freight Terminus, which will probably end up not being a freight terminus. It will probably be slightly more adventurous than that. But I'm going to get that going first. So new line, way. Right, from here, thank you. And then after here, we're going to stop. Are we going to stop here? Yeah, we are, because we're going to need some delivery at Ankh. We're going to stop here. Right. And then we continue up here. Yeah, Jim, does Morpork want the food as well? No. Well, they don't deserve it then. And then we head back all the way along the freight line, back to. This could pay off, you know. This could be a proper tidy earner. Yeah, it's got a fighting chance. So this is going to be. I'm going to need a bit of a think here about what we're calling it. I guess we're going to call this EC. Yeah. Food. Heavy food. Yes. I see. Yeah. Okay. Now you've not gone the way I wanted you to. And also, you're doing something a bit odd. You come round like this, and you go that way, and then you go out this way, but for some reason you're coming back in this way as well. Well, that makes no sense. I think a couple of signals will sort this out. Right, okay, let's go. Give me this this triple decker because that's the one I've chosen. Let's one-way that. Where do you want to put it? Just before the tunnel. Okay. Now I'm going to stick 2 trains on here. Now originally we were talking about a 1 kilometre long train. The problem is that the terminus that I've got is only 480 feet, something like that, in length. It's the max length one, so it's like 480 metres, I think, something like that. There you go. Do that. Do this. Yeah. You've closed the line down. Yeah, I know, but this should pick up once we're a little further along. So it's not actually going to need very many signals. I want enough just to keep it rolling in the first instance, really. But we'll see how we get on. There is another consideration. I'm considering it now. Hold on. When I get to the other end, I'll explain to the nice people at home what the other consideration is. Okay. All right. Okay, so do we stop here? No, we do not. This is not a stopping station. It will be, though, which is why I've got it hooked up with both freight and passenger here, but it also has these through lines in the middle. Yes, it's like I've considered everything. Or I've considered a few things anyway. What I should do is I should bulldoze these 2 in the middle from the station editor and just lay in regular track. But you know what? It's not going to take that much freight that it really needs it. Probably. Right, you are going that way, so let's stick your signal there. Let's stick your signal here, and we should be about spot on. And then obviously we've got shared track between both passenger and freight coming onto the bridge. Let's stick you there now. Now, we're going to let them go straight across the bridge in one hit, but we will stop them just before we get into all of this junctioning business, because, you know, this junctioning business is going to be complicated to put on there. Now, what's happening here? Freight stop. Freight stop. Yeah, you can't actually stop there, though, can you? And from here, that looks like you've got a little bend in the track going on. Well, that's not like Mama used to make, is it? No, it's not. Okay, well, look, hold on. We can rectify this by grabbing a bit of. Let's go with some 90. We'll probably do the trick. No catenary, please. And then you slide on up there. Wait, no, you're coming back the other way. Slide on over there. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Now that's a shared platform with the one that we're going to run down dockside. So you're going to need to be just a little bit careful with that. That's already double slipped. You know what? I'm going to leave this the signalling here. I'm going to leave it well alone for now, and then we'll pick up on that when the need arises later on. Because we've got our passenger line splitting off here, so I'll stick a signal on there. Simply because that's just sensible. We'll put one on here, yeah, and we'll put one on there, yeah. Put one here as well. Oh yeah, okay. Have you done enough signalling that you're not going to do right now? Yeah, I think I probably have. And then for some reason, I decided that I would need 4 platforms here. Well, in theory, I might well do, because this is the only location that's going to be making food. I just don't think it's going to be making it in the right kind of quantities. But that's okay. Now, I'm going to signal these up, but I'm only going to signal them up this way. All right, and we'll do the same both sides. So we'll be able to pass through those. But with any luck, it will work out just splendidly. Right, EC Food Heavy, what are you currently doing? You go out like that, you cross over onto the other line. That's exactly what you should be doing. Let's sling a cheeky signal on there. Okay, and then trotting on. That's not gone right. No. Is it because I put a one-way signal on there? Almost certainly. Okay. There you are, look. All right, okay, so we come through there. Yeah. And then we've got a bit of the kind of crossover that you don't really like to see, but it's somewhat necessary. Because we're crossing over the wrong side of the track, you see. It's not ideal. Can we get a signal on here, please? Yeah, when you're not trying to do it on a set of points, no problem. Okay, right. And then we toddle on over across the bridge. It's groovy. It is quite groovy. Okay, and then for some reason you've decided to go through the platform rather than using the passing track that I'd set up for just this occasion. So after stopping at Morpork, I want to add a station. Do you? Yes, I do. And the station I want to add is going to be the second line here. This is the whole reason this exists, is to make it more ruddy, efficient. Clown. Right, so if I sling one on there, like so, and sling one on there like this, then bring the route back up again. Bring the, there's nothing waiting here. Why? There should, no, we don't stop here. Okay, that's all right, forget it, that's okay, no, everything's fine, it's all under control. No, you're worried unnecessarily. Right, so coming out of the City 17 freight terminus, yes. Then you stop at Morpork, yep. And then you stop at that. Yep, okay. And then when you come back from the Emerald City Freight Exchange, take this one, please. There you go. Yeah, that's got it. All right, okay. And then we go all the way up here. And then you will do as I have commanded. Which is, yeah, you come up through town like this, and then you go around the outside, looping round. Oh, it's going to look brilliant. Now, it's supposed to be a kilometre-long train. Yeah. But let's find out, shall we? Right, so that's that dealt with. Let's go shopping. This is not going to be cheap, I think it's safe to say. And we're going with some beefcakes of the Americas. To get this set up. Now, I played with, because I tried this out yesterday just because I wanted to see it and I wasn't prepared to wait. I went for this Union Pacific number here, and I'll be honest with you, the matching cars, the colours weren't quite lived in. They were a little bit too shiny and new, so I might go with the chassis system, just for the reasons that I've stated just now. We could go with the GP38. No, because I only want to run two of them. I'm still going to put a beefcake of a train on here. Right, give me that. Yep, right. Now, we need cargo. Options needs to be able to carry both food and food. Yeah, so food two ways. Now, these boxcars, they will do me the processed stuff, but they will not do the raw stuff. However, these auto boxcars, they'll do both. So that's what we're going to use. You know what? A Norfolk boxcar might look proper snazzy. I think I might mix in a couple. All right, well, get on with it then. All right, we'll have a couple of them. Yeah, we'll have one of those. Yeah, we'll have some CSX action, because you do. And then keep your eye on the distance. Apparently, we're already at 679 feet with just 6 wagons. Yes. We'll say a metric. Far less. Far less. You're not going to work this out properly, are you? No, I'm just not. 330 capacity, keep going. Let's get it up to about 1,500 feet and go from there. 1,400? There you go, that'll do. 1,500. Right, I'll buy one of those. Hold on, no, you've got to put another... I've got to put another loco on the end of it, because it does back up on itself. So we want that, and then we want a chassis system that goes in reverse. There you go. So then you've got kind of a push-me-pull-you kind of a deal going on. So we've got all of these wagons and a bit of one of those at either end. Everything is super. Right, now, get me a few of these out of here. Yeah, move that one along a bit. What else? Yeah, and that, and those, and that one. Right, and then bang some cargo wagons on. Now, I could have deployed the train, but if you think I'm going to let the first train I've done it in quite some time just slope on out without us giving it a nod and a salute and it's nice to see you, kind of an approach, then you are sorely mistaken. I'll bung a couple of these Union Pacific boxes on here just so you can see why I'm not so keen on them. There's nothing wrong with the model. The model's great. It's just the colour's not quite right. Right, okay, bang that on there, please. Good. Right, super duper, everything is Excellent. Buy one of those as well, please. There we go. Right, now, deploy the lot, please, on EC Food Heavy. Right. There you go. I tell you what, shut that down. There you are. There you go. I'll let you drink that in for a moment. Also, looks like it hasn't quite picked up the proper colour on the bogies there, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's just very light, very pale. But you see what I mean? They're just a little bit bright and breezy. They don't need a lot of weathering, but a smidge of weathering would be grand. One hopes as the train ages that it will start to look a little bit more lived in, which will suit us all just dandy. I have no idea if this is going to fit into the station at the other end, but historically I have been occasionally lucky with these mismeasurements, so we'll just have to wait and see. But this is just going to look absolutely belting. If we now go around to the other side of this yard that we've got, there, see, look, we're just easing it out there. Right, I'm going to up the tempo. I know we'd rather watch it all in slow motion, but we've still got, we've got a show to put on here, and we can't sit around all day. But even at this speed, we're at full rocket now, and it's still only just kind of tinkering along. But we're going to be able to see both ends of the train in the same shot. See what I mean? Just a bit too yellow. There you go. Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. Yeah, great. Alright, give it a bit of that. Oh, who doesn't love a train moving at low speeds? I think that's an absolute dingleberry. That one. That's a positive dingleberry, obviously, not the negative kind that you might be familiar with. So that's going to start rocketing around and doing its thing. Now, in order to make this in any way viable, I now need to set my truck routes up, which I've not really been looking forward to because it's complicated. It's not that complicated. It's a little bit complicated, but it's okay. Right, okay, we'll start over here, which is Minas Tirith Foods, and we'll go new line, and we'll go from here. Yep. And we'll take it up to this side. How's that look? Viable? Okay, right, good. So this is going to be MT food supply, because it's supplying the original foods, yeah? Okay, yeah? Does that make sense to everybody? Well, it better do. Right, bring that up, sling it over there so it doesn't disappear when I add the next one. Right, where's the next one? There's another one over here, look. Okay. Alright, I will go from here, yeah, up to here. Yeah, can we stop at a different stop here? Yeah, you've got hundreds to choose from. Let's go for number 6. Duck. Keep them guessing, friends. Yeah, okay, that's good. Right, so this is going to be MT food foot supply. That's slightly different. Food supply 2. Yeah, Roman numerals. They were good enough for the Romans. They're good enough for people who aren't Romans as well. Sling that over here. Okay, now then, next up. How many of these have I got? 6, if I recall correctly. Next up, new line. Yeah, from here. Yeah, up to... Oh, take your pick. Let's go for this one. Emerald City. Okay. Well, that's easy enough. Right, so this is EC. Foot transfer. Supply, not transfer, supply. Do beg your pardon. Good. Yeah, come up here. The reason I'm locking them up here is so that when I start deploying trucks, I don't miss any of them. And then, where's the next one? Get used to that phrase. I'm going to be asking it a couple more times yet. We got one over here. Okay, you line. And you are what exactly? You're MKS distribution. Merthyr Commander System or something. You can come up here. Well, isn't your route convoluted and exciting? Yeah, because some idiot put a one-way system in. Keeps you excited. MKS. What's MKS? Well, what else have you got out here? I can't remember. What's MFT? Just all details. Okay, so this is going to be Magic Kingdom. Oh yeah. Magic Kingdom food transfer. Right, yes, good, thank you. You sit over there. I bet I've missed one. Not yet, you haven't, but give it time. The day's still young. And then we've got another one over here. Yeah. Okay, new line. Yeah. This is number 5, so that's another Magic Kingdom foot transfer that we've got going on here. And then you can stop at this one. What do you think? 2? No, I think, well, I think you should stop at number 8. You're coming far enough anyway. You might as well stop a bit more. You know, soak in the environment at that end, because you're going to want to stop and get out and have a disappointing garage sandwich. Right, MK foot transfer. Supply, not transfer. You called the last one transfer. Supply pair number 2. Right, yeah. Look, the whole point of having a naming convention is to be consistent, so it allows you to keep some kind of an idea of what the heck is going on. And then the last one, because I know that the setting up of truck routes is absolutely chuffing riveting. Let's go for this one. MKC. Okay, good. Yeah, still not sure where. It's Magic Kingdom again. You only figured that out for the first time a moment ago. Yeah, now, I appreciate that these transfer stations that we've got here are maybe just a little bigger than they need to be. But I'm okay with that. MK, yeah, food. You haven't finished yet. Supply 3. That's only 2. All right, it's okay. I'll get it. Where has it gone? MK, yeah, food supply 2, alternate. Right, 2, yeah, 3, yeah, good. And then I believe we've got one more over here at your Hill Valley. No, Hill Valley's just a town. All right, cool. In that case, we are pretty much done, aren't we? Yep. Right, okay, now we need to bung some lads on here. Now, I've got a little truck stop down here, so we'll use that. Now then, how many do you think we need? I'm going to go with 3 of each, or 3 on each, I should say, to start with. Do we want to go with the variants? You knows it. Let's go DHL, because that's how you want your grain delivering, in a DHL truck. Let's go, yes, let's go 3 of those. We'll go consistent by route. Right, you lot can go on MT food supply. MT food supply. Good. Right, close that. Next, yep. Let's go with Goodyear. Because every year that we're buying food is a good year. Really, are you going to try some kind of weak sauce flipping pun of some description on everything? You can bet on it. MT food supply for you, son. Really? Isn't that one we've done? Isn't that actually the only one we've done so far? Try MK food supply. Okay, all right, fine. There's no need to berate me. It's like it was an easy mistake to make. I mean, it's not like you've named these flipping stops particularly uniquely. Next, right? Okay, give me some of that. Why is it that you're missing out all of the building stuff where you're doing exciting things with scenery, and yet you've decided to record in real time all of this truck dispatch rubbish? You're raising a very valid point. Okay, I'll skip past the rest of this, and then we'll have a look at it when it's going. Right, everything's in motion, and we've got, as you can see, we've got some trucks coming in now. The big question for me is, are they going to deliver anything at all? Are these food producers going to produce the fooder? Well, this one appears to be doing so. Let's have a look. What we got? 60 odd. Oh, okay, that's working out tremendously. MT Minas Tirith. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. We've got a little bit waiting here. 1. Buck your ideas up, sunshine. We've got quite a lot of food producers to be feeding. This one, not a sausage. Okay, you are connected, right? I am connected. You've got trucks going on. Yes, sir. Okay. All right. What about this one? Not as such. No. Well, look, it will bed in once we've got all the business doing the business. I'm semi-convinced of that. We'll leave this alone and let it continue doing its merry thing, and then we'll come back after we spot a heavy freight coming back this way. Next job, though, is to set up our passenger route. Yes, it is. Right, so from Hill Valley, which I should have set as a single track station. I have. I've got a depot there as well. Oh, I have thought ahead. Right, so from Hill Valley, we will then go up to Arakeen. We will then stop off over here at Morpork. Yeah. We will then continue across the bridge. Loving it. Passengers will dig the heck out of the views. We then keep going straight over. There isn't a platform on this side, is there? No, there isn't. And this is, you know, we can get some tasty progress at that point. And then down into City 17, and then turn it around, come back the other way. And then retrace our steps and sort out all the signalling. Okay then. Okay then. Right, Morpork. Yeah. Now, if I've got this right, this should work. This should be a very handsome earner. Because of the distance being covered, and because it's not backing up on itself too much. Now, obviously, from yeah, all right, yeah, okay, yeah, I know. That doesn't feel right. Feels like I missed something. Hill Valley, Arakeen, Morpork, that. Okay, I haven't missed anything. Great. Now I'm going to run 4 on this to start with. You haven't named it. No, I haven't. Because I couldn't think of what I wanted to call it. Can we change? No, that's just changing the next one. All right, well, the next one will sort it out then. Let's go over here. Over here? Over here. Yeah. All right. And then we'll check the route in a moment or two, and we should be good to proceed. Now, again, I'm not going to put the signals too close to each other because we're going to want the trains to space out. And while they will do that over time, you can't beat helping them out a little bit with a bit of signal spacage. Doesn't hurt in the slightest, and makes everything run a little bit better. That's it. Conceal that in a tree, if possible, and then no one will ever see the signal, and there's an accident bound to occur. Perfect. Put one on a blind corner. Yeah, all the better for excitement and adventure. Another one over here. Yeah, that's good. And then we're into over here. I'm very curious as to whether this has gone the right way or not. We need to slap one on the approach to that. Hold your horses. So about... Ooh, that's a bit close to the old junction there. Okay, well, we'll bring it this way as close as we can then. About here? Yeah. Okay, then we're across the bridge. Now, because the bridge is a shared resource, train... it might be worth sticking some signals at the halfway point. I don't really want to stick signals at the halfway point, but I think we might have to in order to keep the spice flowing. So we'll stick one there, yeah, and then one on the other side, and that should be absolutely dandy. Then we sail through over here. Should work like a charm, because there's not a lot that it can go wrong with here. We're going to want one just before this turn off. Yeah, yeah. Now I built my turn offs early this time around because because I've played this map so many times. I've got a pretty good idea where everything goes. But even then, I want to make sure that I've left little to chance. Right, we are on this blue line. Call it up, please. Thank you. And the blue line does not yet have a name. Well, it's going to be an intercity. Yeah, it surely is. Right, now, despite the fact the camera's going to juggle all over the place, I want to make sure that nothing is being daft when it comes to stopping at the right place. So far, so good. Yeah, nice. It's all looking fine. Bit of train there, look. That's why you have a cheeky tunnel, Yeah. I'm going to do a ride along, don't you worry. There'll be some riding along going on today. I might do it at high speed just so you can get an artist's impression of what's happening. But we'll do it anyway. All right, good. That's all working. So what? This is going to be HV, yeah, Intercity. I'm not thrilled with the name, but it will suffice. Right, here we go. One electrified depot, probably. Should be, anyway. Let's stick something on it. Now, I don't know what I'm going to put on it. Well, let's have a look at multi-units. Metro liners. It's a bit obvious, isn't it? So, and it's not like we won't be using other things later on. Well, have a look at what else. What else have you got in your kitty? Just Euro stuff. The Metro line is very obvious. And, alright, what about a diesel multi-unit? But it's electric. I haven't got anything suitable. We will go with the Metro liner. Traditional though it may be. If you've got a recommendation for a kind of multi-unit electric train, American, get in touch via the comments and let me know what you think. Now, that's not got a massive amount of capacity, but I'm going to go with 4 of them and see how it pans out. This is the Hill Valley Intercity. All right, good. All right, let's get number 1 rolling out here. Up the tempo. Yes, yes. There's a sound you hear a lot of. Late game, flipping Metroliners, Metrolining their way around like nobody's business. Okay, good. That's rolling. Now, let's go and see if we can catch that freight train before it gets too far. Oh, we've got one on the way back already. Surely not. Are you loaded? Yeah, it is. It's got 54 grain on board. Awesome. Okay, right, hop on. Now, this is another thing with this particular train mod, is the camera doesn't go to the right place. Now, it's not the end of the world, but it's not what you want. Right, let's try and zip it forward so we're at least at the front. You are at the front of the train. Oh, yeah, okay. All right, no, better idea. We're going to get off, and we're going to watch this on the approach, because the approach is glorious. Right, okay. Come on into about street level. Right about here should do the trick. We'll watch the cars doing their bit. And then I'll back it up just a smidge as we start to get close to the station. But since there was one already leaving, you get a feel for, yeah, okay, the spacing of this is working out pretty well already. Because that other one's completed the loop and it's heading back down. These Chevy buses that I've got could possibly benefit from a little bit of an upgrade maintenance-wise. Anyway, incoming. Yeah. Yeah, have it. Should have your bell on, son. But we'll forgive you. Now, the only thing I don't have here is the visible display of cargo, which would be quite nice. You have to rely on the cargo marker, which is up to 114. All right, this is ticking up a bit. I'll be interesting to see what sort of money it earns once we get rolling here. Now, if I were to enter the cockpit, you'd be at the wrong end. Can I move along at all? No, hold on. You can use the cursors. Can I move any faster? Come on. We don't want to take all day about this. And also, I appear to be going up. I don't want to go up. I want to go... Oh, okay, all right. I suppose we can do that. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you've got some nice specular reflection type business going on down the side there. That's quite pleasing. Yeah. But, I mean, I did say it'd be a long train. And it does appear to be quite a long train. Alright, jump off. You're not going to make that in time. We're going to go manual. There you go. Colonel Camp. It's coming out nice. Yeah. And then, of course, as, you know, if you were just hanging out for a bit of train spotting action, and you've got permission to kick around in the freight yard, and or you own some wire cutters broken into the freight yard, you could just kind of kick around here and wait for the action. If I could go a bit lower, that would be super. No bit lower for you. You have to go into the camera tool for that, but that comes with all manner of interface business alongside it, which is less desirable somehow. Alright, grand. How much did you end up with? 114 or did we get a bit higher? 132. Gonna need about triple that. Maybe more still. But, you know, from small acorns, larger acorns, or a rotten acorn doth grow, as is the saying. You've got 59 waiting there. That's not so bad. You've got 98 waiting over there. That's pretty good. What else have we got here? I might need a few more trucks. I've got 5 waiting there. Disappointing. What else have you got for me? How about this one? Dicky Bird Knotter. Okay. All right. And over here? Have I even got one? Yeah, you have 2. All right, well, it's working. Maybe a little slowly. You've just picked up. What have you got? Nothing. Well, okay, I guess the ones where I've actually bothered to put in a field for them are less concerned about actually delivering on that. Meanwhile, is this another good view, do you think? It's more of a good view if you're riding on board, but it should be a view, nonetheless. Now, you see, you've got too much of this brown and grey business going on here. You want something a little bit more more diverse in what you're looking at. This could come out quite nicely, though. All right, I'll give it a benefit of the doubt. Now, what I don't have at the moment is I don't have distribution set for any of this food. Yes. Oh. Yes. I'd meant to do something else. And now it might prove a little bit challenging to do. But that's not going to stop me from doing it, because we've got one more train to deploy. Okay. We're just waiting for this one to go past. I like it. Well, I should hope so. You made it. If you didn't like it, why wouldn't you just go off and make something else? It's not as long as I wanted, but that's because the terminus at the other end isn't long enough. I could fix that, and I might do. I might well fix that in the future. Right, here's the last one we need to do, and that's going to be from Morpork Transfer. How dare you? The good people of Ankh will be livid. Right, anyway, that's not what we want. I want a new line. Yep, and we go from here. Yep, up to here. Now, this is where life gets a little bit more exciting, because obviously now we've got two-way traffic going on in there. So this will create a block on occasion, which will, it will spice things up a bit and shift it around. It thinks this station's called Morpork as well. It's not. It's called Ankh. Anyway, we're not really counting. So this is going to be no Ankh. Thank you. And this is going to be port connection. Because that's literally all it's supposed to do. But it will, in the same process, feed some of the locals. We've got food being produced already. That's as expected, I'll be honest. Right, buy this. Yeah. Ankh. Freight. There you go. Right, yeah, good. Oh, there's a Metroliner. Anyone yet? No? Okay, how about you? 33. Acceptable. What I'm hoping is that you'll pack out before the end of the episode and start making some money. Because otherwise, this whole concept of it has to be able to pay for itself has really run rather thin. Good. I did put a depot in here somewhere. That's a road depot. Where could we send it out of? Have I got a depot up there? No. I've got depots down here, though, haven't I? Well, when you say down here... All right, a couple of thousand miles away. Yes. So this will, in theory, bring in whatever we ship into the area, but also it will take some food down to the docks to ship out to other places. I don't know how it's going to work. You need to rename the docks, and I will do presently. Right, okay, let's go with the GP38 for this one. Do you want the Canadian one? No, I want a St. Louis and San Francisco version. Fine, go for it. And we only want one of these. Okay. What about doing it at both ends? Doesn't need it, because it's almost a shunter, but I'm giving it a bit more power than it might otherwise need. Now, this needs to be able to haul just about anything. We haven't got naffy wagons. I don't. But I do have the ability to ship all 4 types of finished product in the same whatnot. And that's going to be the auto boxcar again, isn't it? Yeah. I want a flatbed with some containers on it. Well, you've got some in your mod list. I just don't know if they've been released in your date kind of environment yet. So we'll go with these for now, and then I maybe advance the date a little bit presently, and we'll add a few more. Yeah, but for now, this will do it. Now, we don't need to go absolutely crazy with this. In fact, one more on there will probably suffice. Okay, right. Do you have a route for this one? I did, and I'll remember it when I see it. That's our 50th train. There, okay. I know it's a you know, it's a moment, it's a milestone. We're taking the time to enjoy it. AN port connection. There you go. I know you can make it there because I hooked it up so you could make it there. I mean, it's just a matter of how much you get in the way of everything trying to cross the bridge. Right, how are we doing here for current freight to be picked up? 192. That's doing the job very nicely. How's the passenger situation looking? Well, 68. Good. Okay, because we've already got this hooked up for commuter bus. I don't know if it's got enough commuter bus, but again, I'll look at that when I do my my refinements. How are you looking? Less good. 4. Although we have just picked up. All right. What are you rolling with here, Metro friend? There you go. Let's just sit here and let it go past. That's okay. But frankly, I've used the Metro liner in so many different series now that I rather feel like there are very few fresh new sights and sounds to appreciate. How you doing? You bring some food back with you? 2. Did you drop the rest of it off at Ankh? I rather think you did, didn't you? But that's okay too. Now, we haven't hooked this up. And we should. Because while we've got a little bit of town growth going on here, you're coming in jolly slowly. I bet I've set some kind of wacky track speed limit on this. No, it's all good. We need to do a little commuter line here for Morpork. New line, yeah. Next question is, have I actually set up any other potential stops for it? Yeah, for some reason you've got 2. Yeah, that are pretty much next to each other. Oh, whatever. Yeah, do them both. I don't care. Right, now you're going to need a couple more stops here, friend. Otherwise this is not going to pan out in the way that you'd hoped it would pan out. Right, let's go here. I've got an idea which route we're going to take here as well. And then around the corner at the bottom. Now, I have got a passenger terminal here as well. And that's going to come in jolly useful. Because I'm going to bring in passengers by ship. I mean, that was perhaps predictable. But, you know, I'm doing it anyway. Right, line 1. This is Morpork Commuter. Right, we're up to City 17, which is not. It's not at all. It's all called City 17 because that's what it was called originally. Lower Morpork. Let's try upper, shall we? Right, there you are. And then you can be also upper Morpork. Yeah. Slightly unnecessary, also upper Morpork. You can be. Right, you're the MO commuter. Let's talk to you while the hand ain't listening. Right, and then you go that way. Yeah, and then you go down here. And then go and do a wiggle down at the port. And then we come back up the side of the road here. And we'll stop at this one. And that one. And back to base. Grant, are we going to, do you want to go back the other? Yeah, I think we probably do. Okay, do that. Yeah. And then this one. Yeah. And that one. Right. And then South Street. Yeah. And then Morpork Holt. Yeah. And then Manor Road. Yeah. And then Green Lane. Yeah. We're not there yet. Okay. And then back to upper also. Up to upper original. And then back to the original. Pretty sure that's not broken. Okay, and then we need a depot. I built one somewhere. Here. Yeah. No, you built the depots on the other side. Ah, right. Okay, so this one is not a depot. Sorry, some of these mods, you kind of go, are you a depot? Are you a station? You kind of go, yes, I am both. And you kind of go, okay, are you French? I could not tell you for sure. Not with this accent. Okay, fine. Right, I don't really want to use up that bit of real estate. I want to use up a different bit of real estate. How about over here somewhere? Ooh, right at the end of this coastal whatnot. No, no, no. We want the coastal whatnot to be able to develop should it choose to do so. Just bung it right in the middle here. No one's living there right now. It doesn't want to. All right, spin it around and see if it's more inclined to play ball. There you go. Right, now, that's quite a big commuter route. So I'm going to stick 8 on there. It's a carefully calculated number, and in no way is it arbitrary. 8. Right, set that on the MO commuter, please. There you go. Alright, let's watch them roll out. Come on, team. Roll on out there. Super duper. Bendy buses. Yeah, that's how you move a bunch of people a bunch of places in no time at all. That will help out. In fact, we've even got people that have walked it. I am so desperate to get out of here, I have walked on my own feet. Right, Ankh Terminal, yeah. And that's Ankh Terminal. Okay, for some reason it's kind of understood that it's all part of the same shebang. I don't think they're actually linked together, but, you know, if they're happy, they're happy. Clap your hands. Right. We also need commuters here, because otherwise, how are we going to get anybody to ride the hot tram? I was hoping someone was riding the hot tram there, but they won't. They aren't. No. Have we actually? Does this bus route stop near the hot tram? Oh yeah, it does. I've got a hot tram bus stop going on here. I don't know if this tram thing's going to work. You know, tram. You know, whatever that's called. Cable car. That's the fella. I assume it's going to work, but you never know. I should know, but I've not used it before, so I have no idea if this mod doesn't work or not. I'm also working on the assumption that people want to go from Ankh to Morpork and back again, or back again. But as it stands right now, what I am not is convinced. No. Up a tempo. We're just gonna kick it here for a moment and see if anything transpires. I'm optimistic something will transpire. Hopefully, we'll either see people come out of the tram station or people get off the bus and go to it. Come on there, bus dwellers. Don't let me down. Come on, you can do it. I'm not going to turn this into a path episode. Not going to happen. It could be, of course, that because the other side isn't connected to anything. Oh, there's a walker. Where's he going? Bus stop? Yeah, lightweight. Oh, what? There you go. 1, 2. 2 got off. Beautiful. It works. It's now going to make all the money. Let's see how many get off this one. Anyone? Anyone? Yeah, there's another one. All right, good. If I hook up a commuter route down the other end, that will work far better. But it's working now, and that counts too. There's another 3 people getting off that one. Good. And obviously, if these start working out, then... Oh, he's waiting, look. Hey. Okay, it just needs... This is where you speed things up. It just needed a minute or 2 to bed in. Good. Right, happy as you know it. Right. How's the bridge looking? It's looking flipping crispy is what it's looking. Yeah, it is. It's an absolute ruddy delight. Okay, what are you packing now? 354. Ah, yeah. Right, we'll stick with this one and see how much it pays off when it gets to the far end. I mean, I'll be honest with you, this episode's gone on a bit. But at the same time, I don't hesitate to say I think it was probably worth it. Yeah. I mean, we've built a few things that look pretty good when they're all properly decorated and so forth. But now we've built something that's actually a bit of a spectacle as well. And it's only going to get more so when we start adding ships in there, especially if I up the tempo with regard to the number of trains we've got passing over and under and around and besides and so on. Okie doke. Obviously, this bit, not so hot on the spectacle, but we're riding along with our cowboy here to see if this pays off in what could be described as a significant fashion. Now, I do need to connect the town by road as well, and the whole thing will spring into more life when I connect it up to Mega City 1, and then more life again when I connect it up to other stuff too. We have got a bit of food waiting to be collected. Yeah, you know how I said I sometimes get lucky when measuring train length? Look at that. No, that wasn't pre-prepared. I eyeballed it, used a bit of guesstimate, and it's paid off. 6 million in the red. Black. Black. You want to be in the black. Stay out of the reds. Nothing in this game for... Shut up. And that's gone quite well. Now, if it's dropping off going the other way, it should never end up being 7 million in the hole by the time it gets to here. But I don't think it's going to be carrying a full load, obviously, because you need double the amount of food to produce any in the first place. But we'll see how we get on. All right, I'll tell you something for nothing, though. Go on. It's loading very slowly. Yeah, and I don't mind that. For the sake of profit, you probably don't want it loading very slowly. You probably want it loading quite crisply. But when it comes to, I want stuff hanging around in a station for a bit, well, you've come to the right place. There you go. Yeah. That's all super. All right, to round things off. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, definitely no. That's the problem with cheeky tunnels. You can't tell when someone's going to dive into it. Anyway, we're going to ride on board with this chap because the camera should work. Right. Because we've got a view to soak in, and we're going to soak it in. And if we're very, very, very lucky, there will be a freight train coming the other way as we go across the bridge. But only if we've earned it. There you go. He's off down the mountainside, down towards the port. Oh, it's just great. Yeah, it is. I think these autocar loader effort thingamajigs here, they're a little bit low to the ground for my taste. But you know what? I'm not going to criticise that because I still think it looks good. Here we go, over the bridge. And this is where you get to appreciate quite a lot of work has been put into the development of this bridge. Obviously, this is the simulation thereof, but the real deal has had a little bit of work put into it. I mean, I don't know which one you would say had more work put in, the real one or this virtual representation. Couldn't honestly tell you. I like how we slow the trains. We're only allowed to do, by the looks of it, about 50 over the bridge, and that works for me too. Yeah, it all works for me. I'll be honest. It all looks absolutely harmonious and glorious, and other words ending as us. But we'll stay on board. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for today. Now, what's happening next? I don't know. What episode number is this? Is it 8? I think this is 8. Okay, then we're overdue going over onto the next bit of island. Are we? You sure? No, we might be allowed a mainland episode. We are allowed a mainland episode. Then we shall probably do a mainland episode, unless this is episode 9. In which case we possibly won't do a mainland episode. We're either going to do a mainland episode next. This might count as a mainland episode. Oh, good point. Look, in the next episode something's going to happen and it's going to be amazing. Yeah, amazing. I hope to see you for that. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, because otherwise you'll miss out on more stuff like this. And you really wouldn't want to do so. I need to go fishing for a multi-unit electric number in the US. Were there that many? Yeah, you've got flipping Metras and you've got all manner of Amtrak business and all that kind of gubbins. Alright, well, gubbins is what we're about. Thanks very much for watching. Cheerio. Now, there comes a point where you kind of go, alright, you've done your decorating now, time to record some actual video for the peoples out there. And I got quite carried away with this one. I did a lot of work on the port, and I thought, I was tempted with the idea of speed building it and showing it at high speed, and I thought, actually, I'm not so sure that adds much. I mean, yeah, you get to see how I did it at high speed, but to be honest, there's no magic in there. I mean, it's just a case of taking your time, lining things up, and it ends up looking quite nice. And that's how you do it, friends, is get the right mods, take your time, line it up, it will look quite nice. Okay? That's all there is to it. It's not rocket science. I mean, if anything, it's far easier to make stuff look good by taking your time, lining it up, getting the right mod, all of that business, than it is to do it off the cuff live while chuntering away making any kind of commentary at all. Anyway, this one's an hour long. Hadn't intended for this series to run to an hour an episode, I'll be honest. But this one felt it deserved it, because I wanted to get the trains hooked up. I wanted to get the trucks hooked up, show off, the new stuff that we built, all of that kind of business. And I think it's come up. I think it's come up quite nicely. I don't know about you. I don't know if you made it this far. Maybe you did. Some of you will have done. Inevitably, you'll have forgotten about it and wandered off and come back and go, is he still going? Yeah, he is. Anyway, he's finished now, and he'll be back next time with more of the same. I need to get back on top of whatever my scheme was. Here's the scheme, right? 3 episodes on an island, mainland episode. That would make 3 plus 1 is 4, yes? Right? Now, we've done 2 laps of 3 plus 1 is 4, so strictly speaking, I should now be turning my attention to the next island. I probably will the episode after next. Instead, I'm going to do another episode on the mainland. We're still aiming for 20 episodes in total. I'll do another episode on the mainland because I want to hook up Mega City 1 with City 17 and possibly go one further and hit Rapture, which is going to be a little bit more up the coast. Now, if I can get to the point where I'm adding ships to that as well, ooh, that's technical. Yeah. All right, off you go.